Samsung is listed as the world's largest shipment in the first quarter this year. Based on data, Samsung has a market share of 22% and shipments of 76.5 million units. In the second quarter this year, according to Counterpoint research, Samsung still sits in first place with smartphone shipments reaching up to 58 million units with a market share of 17.6%. Meanwhile, Indonesia is number 4 in the world for the number of smartphone users. The number of smartphone users and fast internet access continue to grow in the country, while the Indonesian market has now become a new battleground for smartphone manufacturers by releasing a series of smartphones that can adjust various consumers' needs.
New way forward. Coworker, asking for your help right now. You can open up the file you received directly from the Teams chat, and then...
Well, talking about mobile phone, we have an expert joining us tonight on Asia Prime, Bernard Ang, IT and Mobile Business Vice President from Samsung Electronics Indonesia. Hello, Bernard. Welcome to Asia Prime.
Hi, good evening, Pipit. Thank you for having me here.
Most welcome. We are entering the second year of the pandemic. How is the pandemic affecting the smartphone industry?
Well, this pandemic is actually affecting globally everybody and hitting every segment of consumers, as we know. Indeed, more than ever before, this mobility device now play an integral role of the daily lives of Indonesians, be it on the very high-end segment or the low-end segment. And that's because of this proliferation of working from home and home-based learning as well. So more than ever before, we see mobility devices as very relevant into the everyday lives.
Now, as we read earlier, Indonesia is, based on data, is number 4 in the world, in the top 5 in the world as far as smartphone users in the world is concerned. How does Samsung tap into this?
Yeah, so we have a huge market here. And when we look at the very complex and very extensive segment of consumers, we make sure that we consciously ensure our products really fulfill the needs of every single segment. For instance, be it the ultra low cost and entry segment, we try to fulfill the needs with our A series products, and digitally savvy Gen Z and the millennial generation, we also cater to them with our M series, which is found available largely online as part of their shopping behavior. And not to mention, of course, to fulfill the needs of power users and flagship users, we have our Galaxy S, Galaxy Note, and our recently launched foldable series to really address the needs. And if I may add, even an adjacent segment like a tablet is playing an increasingly a very integral role of everyday working professionals like ourselves. So we see tremendous growth behind that, and that's a focus area as well. And not forgetting health and fitness these days is a very dominant trend. It is on the top of everybody's mind. So we are also focusing a lot to make sure that we fulfill the needs of everyday consumers with our Galaxy wearable devices like the Galaxy Watch 4 we just launched, and the buds as well. So in this context, through this wide range of services, as well as the technology that we provide to everyday consumers, we really focus on making sure that the experience is relevant, be it during pandemic or pre-pandemic. And in doing so, we hope that it also makes the current situation more livable for everybody.
Right. Now, research also shows that the A series currently holds a strong position in the ultra-low-end segment in Indonesia. So is it then a potential for the A series to attract market?
Yes, Raf. In fact, it is a very attractive segment. As mentioned earlier, one of the sectors that we are seeing being impacted by this pandemic situation is the education sector. And this current condition actually requires students to own an adequate mobility device that actually has a sufficient mobile data as well to enable them to participate in remote learning, which is known as PJJ in Indonesia here. And we know that it's not easy because the quality of network and the quality of data access may not be even all across the country. But whereas for us as a manufacturer, we try to ensure that we are able to provide very compelling device that addresses these needs, even at a very affordable price point. So, for instance, you have A-series product like the A02, which could be just about 1.5 jutaan rupiah, roughly about $100. And with that device, at this price point, we actually offer up to 5,000 milliampere of battery capacity, which will easily last you a whole day or even more. And also a 3 gigabyte RAM, about 32 gigabyte ROM of memory capacity and processing power to make sure that even if you are in the remote areas, you have no issues connecting to school from home. Now, having said that, and actually, we do also have insights that even with this affordability, there are some challenges that we actually need to overcome here for the rural Indonesians to actually have effective remote schooling. One, even at this price point, many still prefer actually installment. This is because of the uncertainty in current economic conditions for the last 1 year. And two, many also need quality internet access with sufficient data quota provided to them at affordable cost. So we actually partner with microfinancing vendors as well as our strategic partners like telco operators to offer a holistic bundling program under the umbrella campaign of Samsung, Semangat Tetap Sekolah, where we actually, with just 90,000 rupiah per month, or about $6 to $7 per month, the average mass consumers can actually afford to get such a device and have access up to 48 gigabyte of quota data from telecom operators, so that it allows them to actually access remote learning without any barriers. And we were very happy that and very appreciative of the partners coming together on this. And actually, we achieved awareness of up to over 20 million users just based on the digital videos alone. So that's heartening. And so to summarize, of course, the A-series segment is indeed the entry segment. It's a very attractive and voluminous segment. But beyond business, we actually see that leveraging our technology, our insights on Indonesian consumers, and our investment in the infrastructure all across Indonesia so far, this is also another avenue where we believe we can contribute to the well-being of Indonesian consumers.
Bernard, the need for smartphone, of course, it's soared, but be it to support work from home or just communicating virtually. And in terms of innovation and moving forward for Samsung, how is Samsung responding to the new normal?
Yes, I think if you look at this so-called new normal, is already a current normal, right? And in this current normal, again, no surprises, work from home will be a norm. There will be increasingly a hybrid working lifestyle. Schooling from home and a hybrid of a physical and a remote learning will not be something that is new moving forward. So armed with these insights, that's where we will keep our innovations relevant in these areas. So for instance, with this trend that we just mentioned, the natural huge screen of a highly portable device like the Galaxy Foldables that we just launched is definitely relevant for today's consumers. And not to mention, with this increasing focus on health and fitness, we see more consumers today checking into the Galaxy watches for their heart rate, their blood pressure, ECG, and even the stress level, and when they should get up and take a walk all around the house or the office. We see that tremendous surge in such a data usage. So devices that provides this health and fitness focus, like our wearables watch, will also be a focus area that we keep developing on. And finally, again, remote working will be the new norm. Tablets are increasingly important as well. That's also another area that we're going to focus on. So through this ecosystem of devices, and with very intuitive interfaces that we have right now, we are going to make sure that we remain relevant to the Indonesian consumers as part of this post-pandemic roadmap.
Bernard Ang, IT and Mobile Business Vice President from Samsung Electronics Indonesia. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
It's interesting to see that smartphones are getting smarter and smarter with more features, but sometimes we forget that actually we can use it as a phone.
There's a cheaper way to communicate now,
Exactly.
you know? Okay.
Stay with us for more after the break. You're watching Asia Prime.